pretty good. I'm happy with it. I don't know if I want to risk it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
What's up? It's been, I think, 2 days since I last filmed. I didn't get to film yesterday because all of my GoPro batteries were dead. I haven't charged them since we got back from vacation. So I used the one battery that I had left to film on Sunday. I did get a little bit done. Yesterday was kind of a dud. I was trying to prep the spoiler for paint. There was a couple spots that I burned through and some gouges that I needed to fill in. So instead of using filler, I just kind of laid on the primer really heavy, and I put like 5 or 6 coats and like 3 heavy coats. And it wasn't very hot yesterday, so it didn't cure. So it was, I think I did that at like 1 or 2 o'clock, and still at like 7 o'clock, it still wasn't fully cured. So while that was doing its thing, I decided to move on and do something else. So I will show you what I did. I started working on the E30 front brake T-fitting bracket. So I got that made, and this is it right here.
So basically just a piece of sheet metal that I cut and bent. There's that. And I did go ahead and shave off what I needed to on here. And yeah, so this will go about here. I don't know if I want it offset or centered. I haven't really decided. I don't think I want it that far back. So it'll be either all the way up to the front or right here. And I think I might do it like center to the front, so I like the positioning based on the pass-through right there. So it'd be a pretty tight 90-degree bend to go straight through that. So I'll probably just end up burning it in right there. Yeah, and then I don't know if I want to put a little gusset on the back end of it yet. I haven't really gotten that far. But that's a problem for another day.
It's about noon, so I have plenty of time to at least get this spoiler painted. So I'm gonna finish sanding and then shoot some paint on this thing, and hopefully it comes out a little bit better than the bumper did.
There we go.
Let's stop and stare for a minute, 'cause there is divinity there where the sinners breathe. They work their jaws, raise the hands of beyond for the physical, limited destiny. Spirits free. It's not the light, the truth.
All right, well, that laid down pretty good. It's a really easy piece to paint, no real curves or anything. It's just a lot of little edges. It's hard to get a lot of paint on. Base coat, super easy. That's simple stuff. Clear coat, that's gonna be tricky, especially trying to avoid runs. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But give this 10 minutes and then shoot another coat on it. All right, time for coat number 2.
Try into focus, you fighting the front, country quiet, the noise I'm paid to record, not delivered by the money, I'm at vantage point. Message from the highest, now it's coming up my mind. Let it rain down on my body, watch it blossom in a month. We did the labor for nobody, now it's time to build the fruits of the art of our souls. Let the true ones eat.
All right, well, it looks like there's a few minor imperfections that are showing up, but that's just because I didn't want to go through too much of the primer. I didn't want to use filler. But again, it's not supposed to be perfect. It's just supposed to have color and look better than it did before. I don't care if this is perfect.
I want that to be perfect. So I'll put all the extra effort into that.
All right, time for coat number 3. Well, I ran out of paint. I probably should have started on the other side, the side that gets seen the most instead of the bottom. But whatever, following the process. So I'll let this flash off, and then I'll throw another coat on the back and go from there, man. That's part of it. Part of the game. All right, here we go. All right, well, I'm gonna let that flash off for about 20 minutes. That's what the data sheet calls for. So I'm gonna clean the gun, mix up some clear coat, let it flash, and then hit it with clear. All right, it's time for clear coat. Here we go. So droplets are still a little bit big, so I'm going to reduce a little bit of fluid and go from there. All right, well, we'll let that flash over and then give it one more coat. So far it looks pretty good. Orange peel isn't awful, it's a little bit better. I don't know how to really make it any less droplets. I might reduce the flow a little bit more and kind of go from there. So try that and then see what happens. You're an idiot. Alright, well that's it. Time to swap the GoPro battery now. Alright, well, I had some clear coat left over, and there was a spot on the back of the spoiler that didn't really get a lot of clear coat on it, so I decided to hit it with another coat. But now I'm completely done, and it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So there it is. I don't know how well the peel shows up. That last coat really helped smooth it out a little bit. So that leaves me one more day until my vacation is over, which is tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I would really like to get my trunk painted, but I would need to paint it and let it cure overnight and then drive it to work tomorrow. I don't know if I want to risk it. But I also don't want to put a freshly painted bumper and a freshly painted spoiler on a really shitty painted trunk lid. So what do? I mean, I'm gonna go pick up my son here in a minute from school. I might even drive the car back here and start sanding it so I can at least get ahead of it. Maybe even get some primer on the edges, so I know the paint's flaking off of that. I don't know. Decisions. Maybe I'll leave that for the next video. Anyway, peace. Alright, I don't know why I'm like this, but I always put myself in a bind, or as I like to call it, a spontaneous challenge. Well, check this out.
Oh Lord have mercy. I pulled my trunk off and it's sanded. There's some pretty deep nicks right there, so knocked that all the way down. It's pretty smooth, but that's 100% a pretty deep low spot, but it's in a corner, so might not be noticeable under paint. I'll put some etch primer over the bare metal. I might just go around the whole license plate ring and the whole outside with etch primer, and then I'll let that dry. I definitely need to do it around here because there's like a bunch of like raised spots from the hardware. Up here, some more low spots, and then yeah, I'll go all the way around with etch primer. I'll let that cure, and then I'll just go right over it with filler primer. So I'll do filler primer all the way around, filler primer, definitely filler primer, filler primer. I'll probably do like 3 coats there, 3 coats there, and then I might just do one whole coat of filler primer on the entire thing. I haven't really decided yet though. Yeah, I haven't seen how flat or scuffed it is because it was drying, but that looks good enough to me. I think some filler primer on there will really do this justice. And then I'll let that cure overnight and then scuff it, depending on how quick it cures. Because I'm running out of daylight. Let me check the time. 6:58.
So 7 o'clock, and I have yet to eat dinner, but luckily wifey's taking care of that tonight. So I've got the paint. Do I have the time is the question. And I need it to cure for a good while because I need to put the trunk on the car so I can go to work Thursday. I don't know if that's enough time. I don't know if that's enough cure time. It was warm out today. I think it's going to be warm again tomorrow. The spoiler was pretty much done. So I think if I get straight to it right after taking the son to school, I think I should have enough time. But I'm going to see how much I can get done tonight, because if I can get the primer done and if it can cure and I can get it scuffed and just ready to shoot paint tomorrow, perfect. And I should be able to put it on late tomorrow night and it should be okay. So that being said, let's put some paint on this thing. Good morning. It's about 8:30 right now. I did get some more work done last night. I do have the trunk in primer. Did get a couple drips from the spray can. Not a big deal. This is where we are currently. So I am about to start block sanding it. The issue today is that Mother Nature decided to throw me a curveball. It got pretty cold last night, cold as it's been all fall. Got down to 51, so it's about there right now. It's only supposed to get up to about like 67 today, and it's pretty windy outside, so definitely not ideal for painting, but I'm gonna work with what I got and see how it comes out. So I probably won't start painting until, I don't know, maybe noon, 1 o'clock or something like that. So I'm at least gonna get this sanded and flat, and then at least prepared for paint.
If for whatever reason it does not work out today, I may just throw the trunk back on, and then try and shoot it on Sunday when I'm off. Sunday will be a much nicer day, as far as weather and temperature wise. And yeah, I'll just have to give it a real thorough cleaning if that is the case. But today we're at least gonna give it a shot. So let's get to sanding. All right, I'm going for it. Let's put some paint on this thing. Well, after looking at this, I definitely should have sanded more down here along this whole length. All of this right here looks like drips from the previous respray, and all of that looks like this. Or sags, I should say. Especially right here, because it's kind of pulled up. I definitely don't think that was for me spraying too much, because the rest of it laid down fine. Yeah, I should use some guide coat on it. I thought about it, but rushing. So, you know what happens when you rush. I know better, but I still fucking did it anyway. I ain't never gonna learn, I guess. I mean, even like the body line here kind of disappeared from the paint that's underneath. Oh well. Oh well. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll with it because I've already started. I don't want to stop and fix and then keep on. So I'm gonna roll with it, and maybe next spring, next summer, I'll pull the trunk back off and I'll
redo it all the right way. That way the temperature will be right, I'll have more time, and it'll come out better. So I think that's the plan for that.